r/leopards ate my face. I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the Leopards Eating Faces party. Revel in the schadenfreude anytime someone has a sad because they're suffering consequences from something they voted for or supported or wanted to impose on other people. Starting off with, I voted for Trump to own the libs, I don't want this. I voted for Trump because I thought it'd be funny to see liberals growl like dogs. I wanted affordable groceries, but the tariffs are going to make everything worse and my life savings will be gone. I can't afford to spend $100 on groceries. I didn't vote for this. MAGA, ruining their own life and country to own the libs. Yeah, really smart, huh? Woman voted for Trump twice. Gets fired for poor performance 21 days after getting the highest rating on a review. CNN. Do you regret that vote? Trump voter. Yes, I do. To cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. I expected more from President Donald Trump. It's gonna be so hard to vote for him again next election, isn't it? Foreign and domestic, with factories in other countries, automakers, donated to the Trump campaign, and he repaid them with 25% tariffs on their vehicles. How it started, automakers donate money and vehicles to Trump's upcoming inauguration. And how it's going. Toyota was bullish on Trump, then came the tariff threats. This just in, MAGA would allow Trump to get away with shooting someone in the middle of 5th Avenue. This just in, the president has just shot someone in the middle of 5th Avenue. I can't believe it, he actually shot me. Ooh, could it be Trump's finally gone too far? It's gonna be hard to keep supporting him now. Alama's Florida Republicans move to fill deported workers' jobs with children. Governor Ron DeSantis leads to loosen child labor laws as immigration crackdown leads to workforce shortage. Yeah, we really need to own the libs by putting those children back in the factories where they belong. And next up to own the libs, we're gonna make people walk multiple miles with buckets and jugs to get their water for the day. And even better, which is really gonna own the libs, is we're gonna have no more electricity and live under candlelight. Yeah, that's really gonna get them. Until it hurts me. I voted for Trump, but his 25% tariffs on imported autos is insane. A $50,000 SUV will now cost me $12,500 more. All the people he says he wants to help, he just hurts them even more. Does he not think about the collateral damage he's causing by hurting sales at Hyundai, Mercedes dealers, etc.? It takes at least 3 years to open new auto manufacturing plants in the US. So, new jobs aren't coming anytime soon. Trump is destroying my freedom of choice since I don't want to pay the tariff. Maybe he can send me a check for the difference though. Oh yeah, despite him actively fucking you over, you still think he's looking out for your best interests. MAGA at its finest. The smarter ones are asking for absolution for their support now. Yeah, don't give it to them. I'll be honest and admit a mistake. I was Trump neutral before January. I thought maybe he'd be good, maybe he'd be bad. But people like me ignored folks like Malcolm Nance who warned us. I was wrong. He was right. I just did not see this horror coming. Didn't have America as Russia's bitch on my bingo card. This is a public apology to Malcolm, many months overdue. Good. Now you've apologized, it's time to get busy protesting, contacting reps, etc. Yeah, right? Unless apologies are followed up with corrective action, it's hollow. These religious types should know reconciliation isn't just confessing sins. Absolution only comes from fixing the mistakes and promises to not do it again. Supports mass deportations. Just not her sister-in-law who's here illegally? Sabrina Potter Williamson is a volunteer at Victor Grange number 49 in Fairfield. She supports Trump's plans for mass deportations of illegal immigrants, but not her sister-in-law. Not all immigrants. I mean, my sister-in-law is one. I don't want her going back to her country. She's not legal right now. That's the Trump supporter logic, summed right up. I want all of this bad stuff to happen to other people, not me or the people I like. I should be immune from all of my decisions. Media titans thought Trump 2.0 would be a business bonanza, but instead, it's turned into a regulatory nightmare. Cause guess what? Like a lot of those free speech absolutists, they only like free speech when it's in agreement with them. regrets voting for Trump because Trump is doing everything he said he'd do. I voted for Trump and regret it. I was never a strong supporter of either side, and I was gonna vote Biden, but then they put in Kamala Harris. At this point though, even Kamala would have been a step from what we're getting right now. Yeah, I really wonder why you didn't vote Kamala. So, what don't you like so far? I despise how he's getting rid of the Department of Education, and he'll probably screw me on student loan repayment. I also despise that he's severely slashing Medicare. I didn't sign up for his BS about trying to conquer Greenland or trying to make Canada a state. I hate how he's gutting damn near every program for the poor. I also hate how he's screwing the veterans out of benefits. I really hate just about everything he's doing this term. So you ignored absolutely everything he'd say he'd do and vote for him anyway? Because you didn't want to vote Kamala. Right. Trump warned US automakers not to raise prices in responses to tariffs. Threat came in a call earlier this month, in which car makers feared punishment if prices go up. This is Donald Trump speaking. Even though I'm making it more expensive for you to manufacture cars, I'm not going to be a very happy president if you make your prices any more expensive, even though I'm making it so much more expensive for you to sell your cars in the great United States. Cleveland Cliffs CEO Lorenzo Goncalves praised President Donald Trump's proposed tariffs. Now, steelmaker to lay off 600 employees at Michigan plant. US-Canadian steelworkers hit with layoffs amid tariff uncertainty. 1,400 job cuts affect operations in Michigan, Minnesota, Ontario, and Quebec. Cleveland Cliffs Incorporated said it would lay off more than 1,200 steel and mine workers in Michigan and Minnesota, citing market conditions and weak automotive production in the United States. A work colleague from a previous job's take on egg prices. Not only have the price of eggs gone up, but so have the price of baby chicks. Geez, a few posts, I've asked how much they are, and they're anywhere from $10 to $13. Right, but you guys voted for the idiot. It's from the previous idiot who killed all the chickens and raised the prices of eggs. See, anything bad Trump does is actually Biden's fault. It could never be dear leader. When I win, I will immediately bring down prices, starting at day one. It's from the previous idiot. So, either this guy is an ignorant moron who made unresearched promises he couldn't keep, or he is an out-and-out liar. You know, like we kept saying he was. You can't take his words literally. Famous words from MAGAs. He says it as it is. Also famous words from MAGAs. It's literally whatever fits their narrative. Union workers who voted for Trump, you didn't get invited to the table. You are the meal at the table. Trump signs executive order ending collective bargaining rights at many agencies. The administration is trying to use a national security exemption to eliminate union rights for hundreds of thousands of workers. Voted to gut federal funding, shocked when federal funding gets gutted. Who could have seen that coming? Trump 2024. We're gonna own the libs. Federal funding was just pulled from the state I work in, so 20 of us were just let go as of today. Fuck my life. So if anyone needs Smartsheet help and building technical solutions, please reach out. Trump's entire shtick is to devalue the dollar and potentially cause a worldwide recession. He and his handlers can withstand the recession and the likely inflation that comes from such a move, which in itself is quite a feat. They do not care what happens to the rest of us. Ding ding ding. Any fucking idiot who voted for him deserves every ounce of suffering he brings them. I voted for a con man. Why am I getting conned? I voted for Trump with the hope of peace and prosperity, forgetting what is going on with the economy. More importantly, is the very dangerous signal he's sending to Putin. What the hell is he doing? He wants to take over Canada, he wants to take over Greenland, possibly by force? So if I were Putin, why not just crush Ukraine? And why not go into other European countries and follow Trump's actions? He says this tariff bullshit and the pain, in his words, will only last a short time. My 401k has lost $50,000 in the past 2 months. I'm a senior citizen, along with other elderly retired citizens who worked all their lives. This retirement savings is what we've planned to make our golden years stable, and a basic continuance of our lifestyle. Well, Mr. President, my wife and I may not have the time to see this economic rebound you promise. I do agree that we have to deport criminal immigrants, but the internal US and ramifications around the world are sending bad vibes about the future. At this point, I regret voting for you. I would have never voted for Kamala, but you mean to tell me we didn't have many more qualified candidates? I wonder why they don't think Kamala's qualified to run this country. Sorry, Donnie, but you have grossly misled us. I voted on your campaign agenda, but you can't see it's not working. I'm not a billionaire. The citizens of this country who voted for you feel the same way. The middle class is gonna suffer immediately. If these policies continue to take down our values at the speed of light, we may not be able to recover. I ignored what he actually said and voted for a fantasy instead, and now I don't like what I got. Fuck off, dude. Trump is the ultimate raw starch test for his supporters. Oh my god, so true. He says exactly what he thinks his people want to hear. He does exactly what he thinks serves himself best. This is what that looks like, with the second part becoming increasingly insane. Just some run-of-the-mill regret in a conservative sub. Yes, I completely regret my vote for President Trump. First of all, what he's doing to federal workers, which make up less than 5% of the federal budget. I was a federal worker for almost 40 years, and while there's some truth to lazy workers, it's not the norm, but has been, I guess. Secondly, what he and Musk are doing to social security offices. Third, wiping out entire URLs on the DoD website related to Native, Asian Americans, etc. That's stupid and unnecessary and looks like whitewashing, just to start. So I regret it, yes. I know most people here are gonna say uncomfortable with some aspects. Trump disavowed Project 2025 multiple times throughout the campaign, and looks now like he was not telling the truth. What? A liar would lie? Who would have thought? What? Trump lied? You're kidding. Quick, get the press on the phone. It looks like Trump wasn't telling the truth. Okay, White House media pool is on it. Sir, what is it like to be the greatest truth teller and president of all time? It has to be hard. Are you the only one up for the challenge? From the Tucker Carlson School of Hard Questions. President Trump, your administration seems to have the momentum of a runaway freight train. Why are you so popular? A tough question, but a fair one.